you want to start off, a meditation, breathing should be the first thing that you think about, right?
Yes.
Perhaps for viewers out there, if you are starting off your journey in meditation, I think that's how I started off as well, by thinking about my breathing and making sure that I stay calm through my.
Alright, hey guys, welcome to our first episode of our talk show, which we haven't decided on a name yet, unfortunately, but we will get there. We wanted to talk about breathwork today, but before that, we would also like to address the COVID situation. And we also want to remind people that going back to the law of impermanence, times like this will eventually pass. It's up to you, to really work with yourself during this time and appreciate the changes in the world. So we will try to implicate more positivity through our videos, and one of the ways that we will try and help is to provide more information on how we can utilize the modalities that we're going to offer on these talk shows for you to try and practice yourself and reduce the anxiety or the stress that you may be facing right now.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I thought about this week was the idea of equanimity.
Yes.
Right, and that things will just pass eventually. So you just have to keep calm and do whatever it takes for yourself to kind of like center yourself despite whatever chaos that's happening out there. Just make sure that you for yourself just keep still and breathe. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, right? About breathing and how breathing can actually alleviate stress. But how does it relate to mindfulness then, Daryl?
I feel that nowadays people take breathing for granted. However, if we are able to breathe in mindfully, we are able to actually, get more benefits out of it. So that could be taking simple steps like taking deep breaths and allowing yourself to feel the breath go into your body and out. Because research has also shown that when you take time for yourself to actually perform these deep breaths, your anxiety levels, your stress levels will actually go down. It's just that nowadays people will be like, why would we just waste time just taking deep breaths? But actually, all these breath works that we could possibly be doing helps us in the long term as well. If you catch yourself like in state where you're going to be, flustered or angry, I think a lot of people forget to take a deep breath and also pay attention to the sensations that are arising, but also know that it will eventually pass and try not to have any attachments to those feelings. That's where the deep breaths would come in handy.
Yeah, and I just want to just bring upon the phrase deep breaths, right? It's widely used, and not many people really understand the true idea of what deep breath is about. So I've got this article here, right? It says, why does deep breath matter? And it says here, if you're feeling stressed or anxious, shallow or chest breathing won't help you feel any better, but deep belly breathing could. Reason why? Because when you take deep breath in, your heart rate quickens slightly. Right. A little bit more, and that's why you get a little bit more agitated when you take very shallow breaths. But when you take deep breaths, as you exhale, your heart rate will slow down. I mean, scientifically, it's already shown that as you exhale, that's why the exhalation is actually the one that's helping you to calm your heart rate down, right? And people think that deep breaths in is always like the inhalation, but they forget about the exhalation.
Yes.
Do you want to share a bit more about the different breath work that you have?
Yeah, so I mean, there are definitely different ranges of breath work that you can also try and practice, ranging from Wim Hof method to biodynamic kind of breath works to Tibetan style kind of breath works. So it really depends on what type of breath work or how aggressive your breath work would like to be, because for example, Wim Hof method, you are going to be holding breath, and for other kind of breath works, you're also going to have to involve movement and maybe some kind of vocalization as well. So it really depends on what you prefer as well, whether you would like to push yourself, in terms of the breath hold, or you would like to have a more comfortable approach where you just move and go with the flow. I've tried Wim Hof method, I've tried the Tibetan style kind of breath work as well, but I ultimately feel that the path towards these breathworks or the approach towards these breathworks would eventually put you on the same path of what you want to achieve, which is like helping you to reduce your anxiety and stress, so on and so forth.
Cool. We can move on from here towards the correlation between breathing and meditation. I think because if you want to start off, a meditation, breathing should be the first thing that you think about, right?
Yes.
Perhaps for viewers out there, if you're starting off your journey in meditation, I think that's how I started off as well, by thinking about my breathing and making sure that I stay calm through my breathing. I think it sounds that simple, but
Yeah.
but technically it's not.
It is really that simple.
I mean,
actually.
when it is simple, but it's the conscious breathing, and as you meditate, when you think about the air flowing in and the air flowing out, I think that helps you center down psychologically as well. I think the basis of meditation in and of itself is about breathing,
Yes,
right?
definitely. Start with your inhalation, right? Focusing on your breath, and then going down into a deep relaxation kind of state. And that's where the foundation is paying attention to your breath. So yeah, it definitely comes down to the breath at the end of the day as well with any kind of modality. So in terms of breath work, what you can actually try out for yourself at home is simple breath technique where you just inhale in deep and exhale deep. Do some belly breathing, which will actually include in this video right here, which you can also check out. But basically, we would like to advise on starting on that because that's the easiest to transit to. You may not have any opportunity to head out at this point of time, so I think this is like one of the best opportunities to really pay attention to yourself, have some self-care, and do these kind of breath works. So when you do your breath work, it's also working on your body, right? And your body works as though it's the vehicle or transportation to allow your mind to achieve, to get on the path to enlightenment, so to speak. Yeah, so breath is actually working hand in hand with your mind to allow you to achieve that. Ideally, what you would like to do is work on both, right? So when you practice your mindful breathing, you're also working on equanimity and having that thoughtlessness. So try not to get agitated if thoughts just come in. Just try to acknowledge it and just release it when you catch yourself going into that thought. Alright, so we have come to the end of this episode, and we hope that you find the information that we have offered today a little bit more valuable, insightful, and something that you can try at home during this situation. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us a comment. If you enjoyed the videos, like, share, and subscribe. We will see you at the next one.
In this episode, we covered the following. We first spoke a bit about equanimity, and it is defined as the evenness of mind, especially under stress. Next, Daryl shared about breathing mindfully by taking deep breaths. The benefits of deep breathing are, it helps in reduction of anxiety and stress levels, and the continuation of deep breath or breath work will definitely help in the long run. Also, during times of agitation or anger, deep breathing helps one to reach equanimity and letting the emotions pass. We also touched on deep breaths and how it's taken for granted. Taking a deep breath scientifically, it's not just inhaling deeply, but the exhalation is as important too, as it is the exhalation that slows the heart rate down, keeping the body and mind calmer. Taking a deep breath is the first step to help reduce and manage your stress level. Daryl also shared the different types of breath work that one can explore. We also covered the correlation between breathing and meditation. Lastly, we shared a sample exercise on a simple breath work. We've added the links below as references that we used to make this episode possible for your convenience. Thank you for viewing, and we'll catch you again on our next episode.